Welcome back to the Age of Vikings. Hello.
Woo!
Hi. How do you say hello in Icelandic?
Hello.
Hello.
That's good. Hello.
Hello. Well, like in German, it's just
a little
hello.
culturally insensitive, but that's how we're saying it today. Welcome to Age of Vikings. We are doing our second session of this incredible game from Chaosium. This game allows you to play Viking heroes in the year 980 AD, or a little before or after, depending on your preference. And it has an incredible magic system. We got into the magic last time, the Saithkona magic system. There's also rune magic. There's rules for, I just want to tell everybody, because I don't think I told everybody last time. There's rules for sailing and for going raiding. There's
That's pretty awesome.
really
cool.
really cool, kind of crunchy combat system. Not too crunchy, but kind of crunchy combat system that we are going to get into.
That.
I think we're going to get into it today, unless everybody decides to make peace.
Nah.
We're
Not my
Vikings,
character.
We're Vikings,
Jared.
for heaven's sake.
There's reputation and status systems that are amazing. The art in here is amazing. Can you kind of
It's
see?
so beautiful.
gorgeous
It's really,
They
really
have
pretty.
Such lovely source books.
They really
It's
do.
really
Yeah.
great.
They really
Yeah.
do. And this one, I think I was saying last time, this is perfect if, you're a little sick of whatever D20 fantasy game you've been playing, but you have players who still want fantasy, but you want something different. Look at that art.
Look at that.
It's really
That's
beautiful.
where the adventure's happening. Right there by that waterfall.
Yeah.
You see that little
Pretty
fjord
sick.
there?
It's really
That's our
nice.
fjord?
Sure.
Oh my gosh, that's our
All
fjord.
right. Nice.
No, actually, it's not. Look at this beautiful map you get with it too.
Wow.
Oh, man.
It comes with an incredible map of
That's so
Iceland
cool.
that you can use to kind of show your players where they are in the game
And you can
setting.
use that when you take a trip to Iceland. That is still accurate.
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
use that to help you navigate when you plan your own vacation.
Mm-hmm.
It has a bestiary of creatures and
And you can see all of
different
those
types of
actually in
NPCs.
Iceland as well.
Yes.
right.
They're
You can
still
go like
Swarming
yes,
with monsters.
yes. Here is the Fingal when you're in Iceland.
Yes.
So it's mythic Iceland. There's magic, but there, you could also, if you wanted to do a purely historical campaign, and to help you, you can always read up on your Icelandic sagas, and
Right.
they're pretty fun. All right, so a couple things before we get into today's session. Last time we had a drinking contest.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
awesome.
That was
Was that
awesome.
a mechanic that was actually in the book?
There is an actual mechanic for drinking contests in the book that I got wrong. And I just want to let everybody know
Jared opening.
that I forgot a very important part of the drinking contest, and I think it's kind of funny, which is that as you get drunker, you lose percentage points from your con ×5 roll.
That's
which
funny.
would make sense, right? You would start
Yeah.
failing more often. Instead, I just had you and the person you were drinking against, Skid, drink what seemed like 70 gallons of ale.
I mean,
Yeah, they have alcohol poisoning for sure.
yeah, but we are
It
Vikings,
was
so-
exciting though.
yeah, it was exciting. That rule certainly would have shortened the contest.
Well, I just wanted everybody out there in actual play viewer land to know that the game has it perfectly right, but Jared, it's hard to admit this. I sometimes get things wrong.
I find that
No,
hard to believe.
Jared,
I
don't say
can't
that about
accept that.
yourself.
I
I'm
also
perfect.
realized I did something wrong,
What
but
did you do?
I'm not. Do I want to say? I
don't
don't even
have
know.
to.
'cause
Already been called out
to
in the
be
comments, I
honest,
bet.
it was one of my favorite parts. It was the beard. It was the beard spell.
Oh,
no!
So-
How did that go wrong?
No, don't.
No, well, not it didn't really go wrong. It's that so you know that there are four realms of magic in the Saithkona magic. There's a spirit, mind, body, and weave. And my character, Iskirder, her magic is weave, and the the beard magic is body. And so I should have like taken a penalty like to whether I like you can do any of the 4 realms. You're just not gonna be as good at one of the other realms that isn't yours.
So what is the weave? What does the within the sphere of weave? Like what does that mean?
Weave is a lot of like fate, and so it's a lot of nature, weather, and then like being evil eye, sort of like being good or being bad at things.
Yeah. But it also can create luck. An earthquake.
But also earthquakes and weather.
Right. Cool.
It's cool.
Fate, destiny, and also earthquakes. Well, now that we've gotten our little special messages about the things that we missed,
we're sorry.
You
know what?
Your age wasn't it fun though? Wasn't it fun?
It was awesome. All really perfect.
I'm glad we got that wrong. Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah, me too, because everything we got wrong ended up being really interesting. Okay, so let's get back into our story. In our last session, we talked about how all of your characters had traveled to the Althing, the Icelandic National Assembly, where court cases are decided by the Council of Law, and there's also a lot of trading that goes on. There's a lot of celebration. There are contests among various Icelanders to kind of see, who's the strongest, who can earn the most reputation. And so all 3 of you have been following various storylines of your own. We had Njal, played by Skid, who came to try to earn a reputation that would allow him to perhaps join a Viking expedition. He had not yet been out on one, and to that end, he met a man named Hjortur Helgason, who was perhaps going to put together an expedition, but he wouldn't take Njal yet because Njal didn't have enough of a name for himself. So Njal's been walking around doing drinking contests, trying to make a name for himself. Then we had Mary Lou's character, Iskathur. And Iskathur was, her parents want her to get married, but Iskathur wants to uncover magical secrets. And among other things, Iskathur has learned that there is one of the hidden folk here at the Althing. Somewhere here among the crowds is one of the hidden folk, a woman of the hidden folk, and Iskathur is looking for her because Iskathur's backstory says that she once fell in love with a boy from the hidden folk and has never been able to forget him, even though they parted at some point. So Iskathur's working on that, and then finally Paula's character Hrund, your cousin Skafti is involved in a case against the berserker Vestine and his brother Vigfus. And Vigfus and his punks have been trying to intimidate the people that will be judging the case. You also got cheated on a cattle sale. That is one of my favorite things I've said or narrated in a role-playing game. You got cheated on a cattle transaction.
And I'm not happy about it. But look, there are bigger fish to fry right now, I think.
There are bigger fish to fry because I love how all of this came together. Iskathur, because Hjortur was dismissive of Njal, Iskathur made I'm sorry. Oh my God, the names. Iskathur made Hjortur's beard fall out in vengeance using her Satona magic.
Yep.
But Hjortur thought that Hrund had done that because Iskathur had never really talked to Hjortur, but Hrund had threatened him and kind of been very confrontational with him. So Hjortur thought that it was Hrund who had done that. They had a confrontation about this, a second confrontation, and that time Hrund was challenged to a duel. A duel among Vikings, among these Icelandic heroes. So we return to the Althing.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna look, covered in blood like that, I think.
Maybe you'll look like the other guy.
He's gonna be.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a vision of me
I did
dead.
have a vision. And it wasn't a great vision.
In the opening ritual of the All Thing, where a red ox was sacrificed, our friend Iskather helped with the augury, and she saw a vision of Hrund lie in place of the ox, bleeding. And then right after that, she saw the woman of the hidden folk out in the crowd disappear into the crowd again. So now, having given our recap, I will turn it over to my players. And perhaps we should start with Iskather, because that's where we left off. Iskather, the ritual is ending. Your friends, I believe, the old lady you met, one of the Saith Kona practitioners. Guthrin, thank you. Guthrin and her fellow ladies are now talking to the assembled Gothi, the chieftains, and telling them their auguries, and they are auguring good fortune for the All Thing and good fortune for the coming year. They didn't see what you saw. So what would you like to do? You also saw that the woman of the hidden folk disappear into the crowd.
I did, and I really want to go after her, but I think I'm more concerned about my friend and her fate. So I'm going to try and take Guthrin aside or catch her in a quiet moment and tell her about my vision and ask, her thoughts.
Okay, so you find Guthrin after she has finished talking to the assembled Gothi. Guthrin and her fellow ladies.
Quick point of order. The plural of Gothi is Gothar.
Gothar.
Thank you.
Please continue.
And after speaking to the Gothar, then you take Guthrin aside, you tell her your vision, and she says, this is an ominous portent indeed. But to tell your friend,
worried.
To tell your friend is very, very tricky, because you may alter fate, and sometimes by altering fate, you make the fate come to pass.
This is what I am worried about. I am worried about cementing it in my friend's mind as a possible future and making it
weave,
come true.
Yes. You fear of sewing it into the weave of
exactly.
Making it a reality, yes.
Is it possible that it is just a manifestation of my own fears? Or is it truly something that could happen?
Did you feel it here? And she puts her fingers against your heart. Did you feel it here? Did you feel it in your body? Did you feel it in the weave? Did you get a success on your prophecy roll?
I did get a success on my prophecy roll. Yeah.
That's funny.
I did.
Not to put too fine a point on it, but
then it must be true. But fates can be averted. The weave can be changed. But be careful using magic to do so. It can have unexpected results. Is your friend in any kind of danger? Does she have enemies?
Well, she's going... Yes, she is set to have a duel tomorrow or today. I forget that timing.
Today, right after this opening ceremony.
Okay, that sounds right.
He's like, meet me under the bleachers as soon as this assembly is done. And I'm like, I just got to turn in my science homework first.
Welcome to Viking High. Okay, so Guthrin tells you, before her duel, see if you can find a way to protect her.
Protect her. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Guthrin. Your advice is sage as always. I have known you for hours.
Yes, but we are sisters in the weave.
Perhaps we have known each other
much longer.
Much longer than this.
Yes.
I saw a woman, one of the hidden people. I saw her in the audience. I think she wanted me to see her.
Shh.
I think
they are hidden for a reason, child. To speak of them makes them even more determined to hide. If you seek one of the hidden folk, do not speak their name.
Again, you teach me so much. Well, I know what I must do. Thank you, Guthrin. I have a lot on my plate.
I'm gonna go drink.
Have fun! You're crazy, girl. Crazy girl. Bye.
And she and her sisters go off to find a tent to drink in.
I'm gonna head off, but vaguely, in the direction of the hidden woman.
Where you saw her walk,
left
but she kind of just walked into the crowd, into the bleachers, as our friend put it. She kind of disappeared, and you were pretty far away up on the dais.
Yeah.
So, how are you going to...
I think that this is what I think I want to try and do, actually, a little different from what I did last time, which is that I really looked for her, and I looked for the staff, and I looked for the cloak, and I was really searching for her. This time, I think Guthrin's words struck me that, like, the harder you look, the more you speak about them, the more hidden they might be. So I'm actually just going to be wandering through the crowd, not really trying to go anywhere, just sort of following the flow of the crowd. And I'm really going to be thinking about Hrund, and I'm going to be thinking about what I can do to protect her. And if I find her, I find her, and it's meant to be. And if I don't, then she doesn't want to be found. But I'm more like letting fate guide me.
I love that.
Than actually looking for her.
Excellent. We'll come back to you in a minute. Njal, you're with Hrund, and you can tell me what your goals are. I will say, Hrund, we will set that the duel is not happening this very minute.
Great.
Right after the ceremony. It's slated for hours from now.
Great.
So, is there anything you'd like to do to prepare? Anyone you two would like to talk to? Anything you'd like to do? If not,
I feel like
go ahead, Neil.
Whatever I can do. I feel I'm hoping that my success in the drinking contest will have fortified my reputation enough that I don't need to do anything else to prove my worth to the Vikings, so I can go raiding with them. So, but I think either way, like my chief concern would be helping Hrund, knowing that this duel is fast approaching. So whatever I can do to help her, if I can be her second or like whatever.
Yeah. In fact, if you remember, the terms of the duel were, if Hrund wins, Hjortur has to take Njal on the expedition. Mm-hmm. So, status or not, you've set yourselves up to make this happen. Hrund, anything
pressure.
you're doing to prepare, and Njal is at your side to help you.
Yeah, when is this happening in comparison to this court case?
The court case, we'll say, begins tomorrow, and it could take several days.
Okay. Well, I think the first thing is maybe to go to like some sort of blacksmith or weaponsmith and just have my I believe I have an axe, a battle axe. Just have my weapons checked, sharpened, make sure everything's in good repair. Armor, just really kind of like check all of my equipment and make sure that everything is ready for a fight, I think is something I would do.
Very good. I believe that you find a smith's tent, a smith's booth out in the All Thing grounds. And the man that is helping you is bald, but with a big red beard. And he has one of those sharpening stones that's kind of on a wheel. And he kind of works a pedal and it kind of spins. And he's pressed your axe against it. And sparks are coming off of it. And soon the edge is so fine. He touches his fingers to it and he shows to you a bit of blood is dripping out of his index finger.
Yeah.
And he hands it to you and he says, "Why do you need sharpened weapons? We are here at the All Thing, where fighting is outlawed."
Yes, but I am partaking in a formal duel later. So I will need all of my equipment to be finely honed.
Against who?
Against Hiroter?
Hjorter.
Yes.
Hjorter Helgeson?
I actually don't know if I ever got his last name, but yes, I'm going to say yes.
That is his last name. I remember because I thought it was interesting because usually you don't take a woman's last name, right? But Helgeson, Helga, I'm sure that's his
Hjorter
mommy.
Helgeson. That's the name of your friend.
I like
and he
it.
says,
Yes.
yes.
He thinks that I've caused his beard to fall out, which is absolutely ridiculous. I don't have magical abilities. I'm not connected to this weave. But I must defend my honor.
Sorry.
And are you good with this thing? And he points to the axe.
I will kind of like gesture like, hand it to me and I'll show you.
He hands it to you.
I do some like flourishes, like some forms or whatever, and a little like flip
Roll
sort
your
of
weapon
thing, and
skill.
I catch it. Oh no, but I just do this, Jared, and it's good.
She just does it, and it
I just
succeeds.
do it, and I'm good.
Well, we can go that way if you'd prefer.
No. Let's see how it goes. It's fun to roll dice.
What is your axe skill?
My battle axe is 75.
Oh,
So
that's
it's pretty good.
Pretty dang good.
So
That's excellent.
Where are all my D10? This is not the dice I was using for our last session, and I don't know where those dice are. That's where all my D10s are. Wah! Ah! Where's
Welcome
another
to
one?
our mini game. Where are
Where
Paula's
are
dice?
the dice?
Here we go. Okay. No!
Oh no!
How
What
bad?
happened, Paula?
What'd you roll?
How
An
bad?
87. It's just
Okay,
a fail.
It's just a fail. Yes. So
Maybe I like
She's
I do the
nervous.
flip and I actually kind of fumble it and I drop it.
I think you sliced my ear off.
No, I don't do
no,
that.
that would have been with a full fumble.
Okay.
So this this blacksmith looks at you using your axe and says, "Are you sure you want to go up against Hjorter? You know he's an experienced raider."
Well, I am also an experienced raider. It's how I have my home. Yes, I have some jitters, so I've dropped it. And I kind of yank my axe out of the ground, brush the dirt off of it, and stick it in its little sheath. No one can be perfect all of the time. But I am also an experienced raider, and I know I can defend my honor. Unless you have any advice. Do you know him? Do you know his fighting style?
My advice is just to carry yourself with honor.
Yes.
First
I will.
blood only.
Yes, of course. It is
Yes.
the all thing.
Yes. And you, young man, no shame in being beardless, is there?
No. No. In fact,
Aren't-
I don't know why he's so mad at losing a beard, because there is no shame in it.
Not at all, he says as he strokes his big, lustrous beard. Weren't you the one that won the drinking contest yesterday?
Yes, that was me. Please don't speak so loudly.
Oh, still feeling the effects, are we?
Yes. One need not have a beard to suffer from the after effects of winning a drinking contest.
You know what would cinch your reputation among the men here at the All Thing? If you won one of the feats of strength.
Ah, yes.
Oh, Niall,
I will
yes,
do
you
this.
should.
I will do the
Yes.
feats of strength.
Yes, if you go, and he gives you directions, they're having a tournament of strength, of might. Why, if you were to win that, why, any man would take you on his ship.
Yes, that will be my key to returning to the land of my forebears in Ireland. I turn to Harund and grab her by the shoulders. It's just like, are you sure you're all right if I go and do this thing? Do you need me to help you still?
No, you should go. Do this feat of strength.
All right, I go. Best of luck. May the gods favor you. And I run off in the dirt, like looking back and forth, like looking for this feat of strength area.
Yeah, a place where they're having a tournament of strength. All right, we'll come back, y'all. We'll come back to Rund. Meanwhile, let's see how Iskather's strategy of just sort of wandering is going for her. Iskather, just give me a D100 roll.
Okay. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, a 21.
Ooh.
Okay. Up ahead, through the crowds, you spot her. She has hair so blonde it's almost white, piercing blue eyes, and there's something funny about her upper lip and the way her nostrils are formed that mark her as one of the hidden folk, as an elf. And she is holding out little pieces of bark that she's scrawled things into, and she's lined up among the other sellers in the marketplace, holding these things out on little ropes. They look like they could go around your neck or something like that. But of course, everyone is just walking by her as if no one sees her. And she just keeps kind of holding them out to people, and they don't pay attention to her.
So sad.
Yeah. I think I would like to approach and like sit down in front of her wares. And just say, "Hello. I found you."
She looks down at you and says, "You see me?"
I do. I see you now, and I saw you at the opening ceremony, and I've seen you in a vision.
I was beginning to wonder if the people of Iceland had forgot their friends.
Oh no, I could never forget. What are you doing here?
I'm selling my wares. And she shows you these little runic medallions made of wood and twine. They look like, roughly carved. I mean, they shouldn't fetch more than a very tiny bit of money, a tiny bit of trade, maybe a couple of vegetables or something like that.
Oh, I see. Do you have any for protection in battle?
Indeed I do. And she pulls one out, and it looks much the same as the others. This one on some gray bark with a rune carved into it. You don't practice rune magic, so you're not quite sure what the rune symbolizes. But she says, "This would help in battle. It would protect the wearer."
I need this for my friend. She is going to participate in a duel soon, and I'm afraid it is a little bit my fault that she is in this situation. And I want to do everything I can to make sure she survives with honor.
Very good. Well, this would do the trick.
How much can I give you? What can I offer you?
Well, this is very powerful magic. You would need something very interesting to trade.
Interesting? Like a story or?
Ooh, do you know stories?
I know one.
And have I heard this story?
Part of me hopes you have already heard this story. Maybe you already know the ending. But
Tell me this
a long time ago, there was a girl. There was a girl who was born with the second sight. her grandmother recognized this and she taught her Seither. And she was gifted in the weave. She braided and matted her hair and she braided her cords. And she was developing her magic. And one day she met a boy. She was playing out in the woods by herself. And she saw a boy she had never seen before. He was not from her village, but he looked much like her, if only a little different. They played together, and every day she would come out to the woods and she would play with this boy. And if she brought a friend, he would not appear. If she came alone, he would be right where she least expected, right when she turned the corner, right behind her, behind a tree, under a leaf. And they would spend all day playing and running. They spent many years this way. Until one day, she went to the woods alone, and he was not there. She never saw him again. She always wondered what happened to him and if he would come back. This girl, she grows up. She learned more of her Seither magic, but she wants to learn even more, so she goes to the All Thing for the very first time. Maybe you know how this story ends. Maybe you've heard this one before? Does it sound familiar?
Well, it does not have an ending. You wish to trade with a story that has no ending?
I guess you're right, that is not quite fair. Maybe we can make one together.
Perhaps we can. But Iskithir, I want you to make a roll here.
Okay.
And let's see, I would allow you to roll your charm skill. But I thought your story was so well done
Yes.
that you can go ahead and add 20% to that charm.
Yeah.
20%?
Yeah.
Do you want to know what my charm is?
I saw.
Oh boy! My charm is a 75%.
Oh, man.
Adding 20.
God.
Come on,
Not
girl.
even Odin himself could make you fail this roll.
Is it worth rolling?
Well,
I
don't
think
say
so,
that.
because if she rolls that 5 to 100, that's a fail no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I rolled a 6.
A 6.
Oh, boy.
All right, when skill is 95, well,
Gotta be a crit.
That's got to be a crit, right? Let's look. Yeah, we look at our ability results table, and we look that our skill is 95, and we see we get a critical on 1 to 5.
Ooh.
Oh,
But you get
wow.
a special success
Wow.
on 1 to 19.
So close.
So you got a special success.
That's cool.
And she says, "Do you remember the boy's name?" And you don't. You don't remember his name. Weirdly, it sort of faded from your memory, Iskithir.
It's right on the tip of my tongue. I feel like if I saw him, I would remember it, but
He is my brother, Grimmer.
Grimmer, your brother.
Cry.
I have goosebumps.
He sent me to find you.
He remembers me.
Look for him tonight.
And what is your name?
My name is Sadis,
Say this. I am
and you
so
have
happy to meet
earned this. She hands you the icon, the rune, and she says, "But I must give you one bit of counsel. It is not who you think it is for. It is not for who you think it is for."
Thank you.
I must go.
I will take my leave. And she'll sort of float off, I think, back towards our clan's camp. This is just like the moment she's dreamt of, Grimmer. I think she's like a teenage girl writing a boy's name in her diary, right? She's like walking, going like, Grandma. She's so excited.
Meanwhile, we will find y'all where there's sort of a field in the middle of the all thing. And you can see men are stretching and they are getting out of their armor or getting out of their helmets. They're getting ready for something. And y'all, you should know that you see a place marked with the writing for feats of strength.
Yeah.
And you can see a table where men are arm wrestling.
Oh, here we go. Well, let's go over the top.
Over the top. So, you approach, I assume, and
I do.
Yes. And a burly man comes forward and says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, I'm here to prove myself the strongest in all the farthings.
Everyone kind of looks at you. They kind of stop talking to each other, and you've just shouted that you're the strongest in all the farthings. And they look at each other. Were you convincing? Give me a roll.
Oh.
Communication skills would probably be where that would go. And I see that you have...
My highest is speaking Norse, and I did it in Norse. So
I'll allow it in speaking Norse.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I accurately communicated in my own native language.
I like rolling dice a lot. Some GMs like rolling dice a bit less, but for even little things like this, I think it's fun to get the dice involved. So
no, I do too.
Yeah.
In this particular instance, I wish I hadn't, because I rolled a 71 over 45.
All of the gathered men laugh. Strongest in all the farthings.
I'll kill you. I'll kill all of you. That will show you how strong I am.
All right. Calm down. You don't have to answer a bit of a joke with threats.
That was also a joke. Haha! Everyone laugh at the big man's funny joke.
Another man comes forward. He's a tall man with a black beard, a little black beard, and he says, "Now all of you should hold your laughter. This is the young man who won the drinking contest not 2 days past." And they all kind of look at you with a kind of a new look in their eyes. And he says, "I heard you drank 70 gallons of ale."
I did. It was due to a misapprehension of the rules, but still, it counted.
Another man goes, "You must have been pissing for days."
I did. On your ancestors' graves.
When they hear that, everyone stops laughing and smiling. Our ancestors' graves, eh?
I'm sorry, my command of my own native language is weak. I meant to say, pissing in the ancestors of all of the enemies of your ancestors' graves.
Yes.
There we go.
Careful how you speak to these men. This is not a trial by combat, but they are serious about their reputations.
I have a question about that, because there is we all have reputation scores, like percentile score. Do you know how that works, or like what the mechanic?
There's an entire
involves?
chapter about how you might use your status and your reputation. For the purposes of our 2 sessions, I'm letting you earn your status a little faster, to kind of see if you can, earn enough reputation to go on this trip, this Viking expedition.
Okay, so that would be like a threshold that we'd have to meet rather than like a roll versus our score.
Like in other games we've called them victory points or something like that. That's kind of how I'm using them in this particular game. But there's an entire really cool system in the book on how you would accrue those, and it gives lots of very specific examples. But if in a campaign, you would accrue them more over time. As your reputation grew, you would become a national hero, national Icelandic hero, much like Eagle from Eagle's Saga. Egil.
Yeah.
Like bagel. All right.
Right.
So, well, boy, if you're so tough, then I suppose you wouldn't mind going up against Irlander.
Oh my goodness.
And this man walks out of the crowd of men. He doesn't look like he's from Iceland. He's got darker skin, dark hair going down his back. And you know that Irlander actually means foreigner. And he is very tall, very muscled, and he grins at you, but he has a way of grinning in a way that looks like a grimace. It's like he shows like too much teeth. He's kind of like...
Scary! Scary, Jared.
So what do you say?
Well, yes, I'm more than happy to prove my worth against this Outlander and show them that real Icelandic Vikings are the best in all of the North Seas. Does this guy? Do I think he's like a Slav or something, or like
he's probably a Slav? Yeah.
Okay, so it's like so I'm definitely like oh dear, but I'm trying to put on a brave face, and make it look like I know what I'm doing.
So you sit down at a table they have set up for this very contest, and Irlander gets very close to you and says, "I heard what you said about pissing on my ancestors. I know you meant it, so I'm going to break your arm." And then he rolls his intimidation.
Oh no.
I'm intimidated. He does not need to roll against me.
I know.
Yeah, I'm scared.
I'll go ahead and concede. You don't have to roll.
He rolls a 12.
Oh no.
Which means he's going to augment. He's using it to augment.
Oh my goodness.
His skill. So, would you like to try to augment yours in any way? And this is going to be a resistance table roll. Your strength versus his strength on the resistance table. And there's a great little table here that will tell us how that's going to work. What is your strength, Niall?
My strength is 14.
Your strength is 14. And then his strength, I know, but I'm not going to tell you.
Is my strength, does my size, which is much larger, does that factor in at all, or is it just strength?
In this case, it is just strength.
Just strength.
And I know what you have to beat right now. Actually.
Okay.
And so, I'm not sure. Let me see. I was going to have him augment his own. Let's see. We'll make him the passive characteristic first. There it is. There's the resistance table. And then if you fail, he's going to get a chance to try to overwhelm you, and he's going to augment his ability.
Okay.
So he sits down, and he offers his hand, and the man who's officiating stands over you both and says, "Are you ready?"
I was born ready. But it's been several years since then, and since my readiness has eroded somewhat.
Is there anything you'd like to do to augment what you're about to do? You can use a passion. You can use a devotion point. You can use another skill to augment your skill.
In this particular case, I would like to use my passion, my loyalty to Ireland. I want to prove the strength of the Irish people, my own Irish blood, versus this of an outsider.
And so what do you say, or how do you invoke that, or maybe it's a passion, so maybe you're just feeling it. It's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I have something here. Okay, so it's like soon you will feel the might of the Gal Gethel. And which means sort of like half breed. It means like in Gaelic. Just like the term for like people who are descended from Irish and Viking ancestors.
Amazing. That's great. Roll your passion. What's your passion score for loyalty to Ireland?
Well, now this is not my best passion, so I'm nerfing myself a little bit, but it's
don't nerf yourself too much.
Classic
because I think
I
think that really cool little thing you just said is worth at least plus 10%.
Oh, amazing.
Hey.
Okay. Well, I got a 54 under 70.
Nice.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So you may add plus 20%. Now I know what you need to roll. I've taken your strength of 14 into account against his strength of 17.
Oh, he's strong.
But your passion worked, right? Your passion roll worked, so you get plus 20%. So right now I'm going to tell you need to beat a 55. Oh, no, you need to get under a 55.
Under 55.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Really scared.
Come on,
Here we go. Your fingers lock. The man goes, "No!" And you see his muscles just suddenly come into stark relief inside of his arm, like veins bulge, and he starts growling. He's like, it starts low in his throat. And you feel the force of him coming against your hand, and you may roll.
I rolled a 70.
No!
Oh, skin.
Now it's his turn, and I'm going to augment his ability, okay? I'm going to say that you weren't able to stop him, and he's going to try to push back against you. And let's see, you will now be the passive characteristic. Now, I'm kind of free-balling this. I use the term free ball.
Yeah, free ball.
Other people
I am
might
too.
Other people might roll
Luckily,
this.
I'm being shot from the waist up, but I am as well.
Other people might do this differently, but I kind of want to do this contest where it's not just one roll. I want them to kind of each go against each other in a different way. So he needs to beat. Oh boy, and he augmented himself. Okay, here we go. You're a little bit scared of him, y'all.
I'm very scared of him.
And he does it with a 22.
Oh.
He smashes your hand into the table. He doesn't quite break it, but your hand really hurts. And then all the assembled men, they're not laughing at you. They come up and they're chuckling, but it's a good-natured chuckle, and they start slapping you on the back. And Erlander gets up and he says, "You're a brave man. I won't break your arm today."
Oh, thank you. And I won't pee on your ancestors' graves.
I think that's a very nice.
I think that's a good exchange.
I would stop saying that if I were.
I shouldn't even refer to it.
Don't
You're
refer
right.
to it. Yes,
No.
that's sire. And so that is the arm wrestling competition. You can see that they're also doing regular wrestling coming up, where sweaty, muscled men will just be grappling each other on the ground. Whoa!
Tell me more.
Hey,
Tell me
lose
more.
the female gaze, Paula.
I won't.
I like it.
So perhaps that is a option, or perhaps Njal wants to quit while he's ahead for right now. But
No.
suffice to say that we are now turning to Hrund.
Yeah. Well, I think after getting my axe sharpened and trying to show off my skills and failing a little bit, I think the next thing Hrund is going to do is find a quiet spot, maybe back in there, in the like kind of tint area. I can't remember exactly what it's called now, that we have with Oliver Blacktooth, I think.
Yes, your Gothi.
Our little area. Maybe I'd go back there.
One of the Gothar, your Gothi.
And by the way, the office of a Gothi is referred to as a Gothor.
Whoa. I love how all these words are basically the same word.
They're basically,
They're really close.
I think I will go back there to have a quiet moment, and unless there's like a little shrine or temple area, I would like to pray to Thor to prepare myself for this.
I think that's a great idea.
Battle. So wherever is an appropriate place for that, either in my private kind of quarters or if there's like a little temple or something set up. Either way.
I think that Olafur is also a adherent of Thor.
Mm-hmm.
And so Olafur has a little worship space to Thor set up in his booth, and you may worship there. And when you do that, you roll your worship skill, and depending on how well you do, success-wise, you earn devotion points that you can then put toward rolls to improve the rolls.
Cool. So my worship it was right here. It's 70 for Thor. So.
Very good. Do you want to let me know? Let me hear you worship.
Oh, gosh, yes, of course. Yes. This is a role-playing, not just a roll-dicing game. I think I, settle down and maybe I, probably, light some incense or something, I imagine. Kind of settle down, and I'm going to sit cross-legged with my axe laid out in my lap, kind of on. So if my hands are palm up on my knees, and then my axe kind of on top, so I'm holding it really reverently. And I just take a few deep breaths. Thor, oh God, grant me today strength in this upcoming battle, that I can continue to honor my father, your priest, myself, your follower, and my friends, Iskathor and Njal, my clan, and Olafur Blacktooth, my Gothi. My Gothi. Grant me the strength, the clarity of mind, the accuracy of weapon, to honor you through what I do later, that I may prove my innocence in the charge against me, and my worthiness and Njal's worthiness to go raiding in your name. I will accept your will, Thor, but please grant me this. And then I'll sit and kind of meditate in that.
Add plus 10% to your worship roll.
Yeah.
Yay! Thank you, Jared. Ooh, 34 under 80.
Nice.
Great success.
Nice.
So if you got a special success, you'd get 2 points back. If you got a critical success, you get, I think, 3. But yours is just a success, so you get 1 devotion point back.
Does this now technically I'm realizing I had only actually spent a point to Tyr, which is not who I prayed to. I'm at my max for Thor.
Okay.
So maybe it's just a flavor thing or something.
It's a flavor thing. So going by the rules, you would have to, you would spend Thor points and then you would gain Thor points back by doing this. Yeah. But since we're still learning, why don't you return one of your points from Tyr?
Oh, well, thank you.
We're still learning. We just figured out that, and besides, a Thor prayer was more thematic for your character, right?
Yeah, it felt like the thing thematically, from a roleplay perspective, it's what she would do. Even if from a mechanism perspective, maybe it wasn't necessary. I can't imagine she would go into this duel without taking a moment to ask for Thor's aid. So,
a young warrior stands at the doorway to Olafur's booth, and he wears chainmail and a helmet, and he's talking to some of your people, the people within your Gothi's people, and then he looks to you and says, "Are you ready?" Hjortur is going to the island.
I'm ready.
A formal duel is referred to as going to the island because these things are often conducted on islands so that, you can't smash into someone's house or villagers around. And there happens to be, a river that goes right here through the assembly grounds. And in that river, there's just a small little strip of land, and it is perfect for our purposes here. Now, Iskathur or Njal may have arrived by now or not, depending on what they would like to do. And when you get there, Hrund, they are laying out a large cloak, 10 feet by 10 feet. And Hjortur and his men are there, and Hjortur is swinging his sword and limbering up, getting ready. And when he sees you, his eyes narrow, and he says across the cloak, "Last chance. You can back down now."
Why would I back down? I've done nothing wrong, so I will be honorable and meet this challenge you've laid before me.
So you refuse to use your magic to return my beard?
I have no magic, you foolish man.
Foolish, am I?
Yes.
Well then, the runes are cast. And I will have your blood on my sword this day.
We shall see about that.
And when we come back, we shall see. We have a little bit of combat.
I'm
When we
nervous.
come back in a minute. Welcome back. It is 980 AD, and we are at the All Thing, where our friend Hrund Erpstoder, the daughter of a priest of Thor, is about to engage in a duel. I believe they're called a Holmsganga, which means going to the island with her opponent, Hjortur Helgason, who is offended and angry that she used Seithkona magic to make his beard fall out.
What a dum-dum.
But she didn't. I did.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
It is another case of mistaken magical identity. Well, as you stand across from Hjortur, and with the cloak between you, the large kind of 10-foot by 10-foot cloak, the sky gets kind of gray. It's early spring, and it's been sunny here at the All Thing. I'm sorry, it's midsummer, actually. I messed that up. It's midsummer, and it's been sunny, but now, as often happens in these colder northern climes, it gets sort of gray, and you know the rules here, Hrund. You're familiar.
Of course. Hrund knows. Paula maybe less so,
Paula
but
might need a
Hrund
little idea. So you have to stay on the cloak. If someone gets pushed off or leaves, then they forfeit the match. Okay? They forfeit the duel.
Like I'm doing a floor routine in gymnastics.
The Olympics.
The Olympics,
Yes.
yes, absolutely.
You and Hjortur have agreed to go to First Blood. Now, once First Blood has happened, then the person who has gotten hit or who's gotten cut, it is their job to stand down, to agree to concede that they have lost the duel. They don't have to do that. They could keep fighting to the death, and Hjortur would, have to keep fighting you if it were you. But, it's considered pretty honorable to just kind of acknowledge. Okay? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Do you have any questions? Paula, the player.
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay,
yeah,
if you think of any, let me know.
I don't think so. Okay.
The crowd has gathered, and it's gaining a pretty big crowd. This might be the first duel at the All Thing this year. There are generally several that crop up during the All Thing, but generally they happen more toward the end as the court cases are decided, and people are like, I'm not paying that weregeld. I'm going to fight, you know. I demand a trial by combat because I don't like how the judges decided.
Yeah.
That's generally when they happen. Generally, they don't happen this early, and everybody is really tickled by the reason for the duel. And you see a lot of people pointing at Hjorter's face and sort of chuckling and whispering to each other. Iskather, are you there?
I am there, and I'd like to pitch something, Jared. I think after I met with Satis, who told me about her brother Grimmer, I went back to our village's tent, Olafur's tent, Argothi's tent, and I think I would have spent the next couple hours. I know that Guthrin told me to be careful about using magic to affect.
Oh no, Mary Lou.
To affect my friend's
I know
fate.
I was told not to do this, but I think I'm gonna.
I'm gonna. And that's because I'm not using the magic for Hrund. I'm using the magic against Hjorter. Or whatever his name is.
An important distinction, yes.
Very
Hjorter,
important
yeah.
distinction.
Which is literally how we
Hjorter.
got into this mess in the first place. You used
Yes.
magic against Hjorter.
Yes.
Hjorter.
Yes.
Hjorter.
Hjorter.
Hjorter. I don't know why. I feel like last time I could say it. That guy.
Well, one of my favored spells is something called Evil Eye. And I think I'm so good at it, and it comes so naturally to me that I think I probably started casting it without even thinking. Like as I was wandering, even looking for Satis, I think I was like, you know, weaving some cords, or like maybe playing with my braids, and started casting this even without even thinking about it. And so I didn't say that I was doing this like at the time, but I really do think this is what she would be doing.
Well, you had
in the
time. You had time to do
and I
this,
did
so-
have the 2 hours to 2 hours and 10 minutes, to perform this ritual.
And what does this ritual do?
This increases the chance of a fumble roll by 15% for a single individual
Wow, that's
for
cool.
up to an hour.
Okay,
And
I've got-
skills from one single group are affected. And so
I'm guessing you're going to go with weapon skill.
I'm going to go with weapons. And it costs a lot. It costs almost my entire magic pool. But she feels responsible. And this guy's so dumb. And also she's like, of course it wasn't Hrund, it was me. And so she's going to cast this ritual.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So she's been weaving her braid, and she is going to cast the ritual and give him the evil eye. She's whispering under her breath, weaving her hair together, and her eye sort of like falls on him, and all the baleful energy of the weave. You can feel the weave sort of fray around him. And now the fumble chance for our friend Hjorter has increased by 15%. And I now have the fumble chart in front of me, the combat fumbles chart in front of me, in case it happens. Y'all, are you there?
I don't think I am. I think he intended to be. He had all intentions of being there, but he's so wrapped up in his feats of strength that he just didn't make it.
Okay, great. And everybody is gathering around, and Hjortur looks at you, and he has 3 men beside him, each holding a shield, and he looks over at you, Hrund, and says, "No shields? You don't have a shield."
I thought I did have a shield.
Oh, do you have one?
Well, I don't know. It said it's listed here, but that doesn't mean I have it.
Well, you can have it. Yeah, if it's listed, you have it. You have a shield skill, and you have a shield. Yeah, sure, absolutely.
But I don't have to have. It's not in my picture.
Well, it's interesting.
Well, he's offering. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Skid.
Well, according to some of the Norse legal codes, all free men of a certain age are required to have spear, shield, and a sword. So I don't know, like, you probably wouldn't fall into that, but it's like if you are sort of doing the same kind of stuff, like, it would follow that you would also have.
You know what I think we should do, Paula? You know what I think we should do?
What?
No shields.
Oh, I think this says, actually, I'm looking down at the bottom of this armor. 1 point thick woolen clothing, 2 points leather armor on abdomen and chest, and a 5-point iron helmet. It does not list a shield there, so I think I don't have one.
Okay, you don't have one. Perfect. And it would have made, it would have added another little thing to our combat, and we're learning our combat. So he says, no shields, and you agree, right? Because you don't have one.
No shields.
And then he waves away the 3 guys each holding a shield for him. Because in some of these duels, you could have people keep handing you a shield every time your shield broke. He's like, to first blood, no shields. And then
agreed.
A Gothi you don't know walks up and says, begin. And Hjortur steps onto the cloak.
Right before I step on, I'm going to put my hand just very quickly over my birthmark on my face that is kind of shaped like a bear, and take a deep breath and just kind of envision my my bear, basically that's like my like spirit animal, basically. And just envision it almost like around. This isn't really how they go, but almost like if it was like around my body. And then I open my eyes, channeling the energy of the bear, and I step onto the cloak.
Very good. Hell yeah. So the first thing we do in combat is we establish our intent. So what are you going to do in this first round? Attack him, I'm guessing.
First round, yeah, I just am going to attack.
Okay.
With my
and he of course is going to attack as well. All right. This is a duel, and you'll exchange blows. He'll, the first person will give a blow, then the next person, etc. Okay. We go in dex rank. All right. Your dex is, I believe, a 13. Is that right?
It is. Yes, it is a 13.
His dex is also a 13. So if you have the same dex, you then go by intelligence. What's your intelligence?
11.
His is 16.
Ooh, he's so smart.
Forward. You notice as he moves toward you, Hrund, that he is a bit shorter than you. And you're wielding an axe, but he is wielding a sax. A sax is like a short sword. And you can tell immediately that his eyes are very calculating. And they're flicking to your feet, to your hand, to your eyes, to your feet, to your hand, to your eyes. This guy knows how to fight, and he fights smart, okay? So he's going to go first. Anytime someone attacks you, if they succeed in their attack roll, well, even if they don't succeed, you're going to roll. You can parry or you can dodge. It's up to you, okay? And you need to let me know what you want to do, if you're going to parry or dodge. But you can let me know after he rolls this attack, okay?
Okay.
So Hjortur moves in. He's an older man. You know, he's really old for people of this age. He's like 40.
Ancient.
He's a hoary old geezer compared to a lot of people here at the All Thing. He moves forward, and his eyes are flicking cannily between the different parts of the fight, and then he comes forward with his sax, and he rolls his weapon skill. Here we go. And he rolls A 15. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh my God.
A 95?
A 95. And Iskather increased his fumble chance.
Yeah, that's got to be a fumble.
It's a fumble.
Baby. Yeah.
It's an immediate fumble.
Yes.
Iskather, your magic worked wonders. Okay,
Yeah.
that means I roll a D100 on the fumble table, and we see what happens.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about the fumble table.
Okay, here comes the combat fumble table. That is
Eli.
so funny. Okay, here we go. And on the fumble table, he rolls a 13. And a 13 says he loses his next attack and parry. So, I'm going to rule that you don't need to worry about parrying or dodging this attack. He's going to lose this attack, okay? Mm-hmm. He completely he overextends himself and swings wide, and you're embarrassed for him at how wildly he misses you.
Wow, this is
And
actually
the entire
really
crowd is like,
pathetic.
What? Like they're like all like, what the? You know, they're just like in shock at how weirdly, almost supernaturally.
Oh,
As if the gods themselves are arrayed against him.
He goes
My
wide
evil
with his
eyes.
swing,
Smiling.
and now this time he cannot parry, and it's your turn.
Wow.
all right. So I guess I roll my battle axe. Just in this first, can I call upon my honor passion? To try and make this like better.
Yes, you may.
Okay, so first I roll that, right? So that's 60%. Ugh, no, and I failed it. It was a 77. So that doesn't do anything.
That
so
won't
now I
augment
just roll my battle axe. Come on, be lower than 77.
Come on.
Oh, 22.
There you go.
22 under 75.
22
Can't
under
parry.
75. Now that is not a special success. You say a 77 is your skill?
No, 75 was my skill.
75 is your skill.
Yeah.
Okay, and you rolled a 22. So that's not a special or critical success, but it is a success. He cannot parry. And also, you should know that he does not appear to have any kind of dodge skill. I was going to maybe let him dodge.
Yeah.
I'm going to look up what is the default dodge chance. And I'm going to let him have that default chance of dodging. Okay. Where is your dodge skill? Oh, these are communication skills. I need physical skills. Just give me 10
It's under
minutes.
agility.
Here, I got it. It's Dex times 2. Okay, here we go. His Dex
So we have the same
is a
dodge.
13, so he has a 26% chance of dodging here. Here he goes. He just rolled a 97, another fumble.
Another.
Another fumble.
Oh, dude, this is because your charge. It's because your charge
No,
is
actually,
not righteous.
It's actually. Well, let me make sure it's a fumble because we said you cursed his weapon skill, Mary Lou. Dodge is different.
I did.
Yes.
I did.
Dodge
I cursed
is
his weapon
different.
skill.
He had a 26% chance of success. Let's see. He had a 26 score, and he rolled a 97. 97 to 100 is a fumble. So he did indeed
97.
fumble.
Oh my god.
I'm going to rule because he fumbled on his dodge that he falls into your axe, and you're going to do double damage.
Oh.
I'm gonna do a lot of damage.
This could
because
actually be very bad.
this does
Could you
1d8 plus
please-
2 plus 1d4
Oh my God.
is what this says.
Oh my god. Okay. And
Wait,
to cancel the expedition.
he's gonna roll. I want you to roll on the hit location table after you roll your damage.
Okay.
Don't kill him. If you kill him, then he can't take
So I've done-
y'all
I've
to
done-
Ireland.
I
10
know.
points of damage. So that's on the die. So doubled?
Are you? Yeah, you have to double that damage.
Oh my God.
He has a hit points of 14.
This is not my fault. He fell on my axe.
Let's roll the hit location. Give me a
That's a
D20 roll.
right?
Yep.
So that's a 12, which means his chest. Oh my god!
Now, I want everybody to know that there are a series of rules for what happens when you're like hit in the chest versus hit in the arm, you know. And I'm gonna look at his armor here. Let's see. His armor, he has 1 point thick woolen clothing, so you actually only did 19 damage to him.
Great.
Which still,
Does he have?
it's still more than his hit points.
Even
He's
if
not
he
wearing
has
any leather
2
armor.
points leather armor on abdomen and chest. That's what I have. Maybe he would also have that. But that's
maybe
still
he
only
would.
2 points.
2 points? Yeah, let's say he put on some leather armor for this instead of thick woolen clothing. The thing I didn't tell you about Hjortur that I might have told you if you'd gotten a roll earlier when you were talking to the blacksmith is that he's really more of a trader than a warrior.
Oh.
Why is he trying to fight me? This is his fault.
Well, I'm not going to say you killed him, but I'm going to say your axe becomes embedded in his chest. And everybody goes, ah! Like everybody in the whole crowd is like, ah! And Iskather,
oh fuck.
Your magic
I'm
is
gonna
too strong.
run down. My magic is too strong. I'm gonna run down and I'm gonna take the ruined necklace from my pocket and I'm gonna put it around his neck. Because I don't quite know what protection it has, but maybe, I don't know. And she's gonna put it around his neck and go, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
Iskather, get back. We're in the middle of the fight. And
I'm
I'm
sorry.
like rolling him
blood
over.
is bubbling up out of his chest.
And I'm like, you foolish man, we should never have done this. And like, I'm leaving my axe there because I don't want to pull it out and like cause more like blood. I'm like, is there a healer?
She's trying to
I think
finish
we're
him
done.
off, and they start pushing Iskather off of the cloak.
No, we need a healer. Iskather will run for a healer.
Okay,
Maybe for
you run for a
Guthrin.
healer. Let's see if you can find one. I think there's a search skill, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
This was insane.
That was
This
crazy.
was not how I thought combat with the duel would go. I'll tell you that.
No, I didn't
No.
think we'd have one go at it. It would be almost
He
dead.
fumbled twice in a row.
He fumbled twice in a row. It's true. It's true.
Is there a search? I only
believe there
have
is,
for
right?
perception. For perception, I have a +5 for listen and spot hidden.
Okay, I think I'm confused. I don't think there's a search. Let's try spot hidden. Let's see if you can find a healer right away.
Okay. Oh, great. 42 under 55.
Okay.
Okay, you find actually Guthrin and her sisters, and they run forward to try to help him. And one of them is skilled in first aid.
Oh.
Let's
And I'm
see
just
how
there
she
like
does.
pressing onto his chest, and I'm waiting until a healer tells me it's okay to pull my axe out, and I'm just going, you foolish man. Ugh.
She rolls really well, and she stops the bleeding immediately. But Guthrin looks up at you and says, "It's not good. He's not out of the woods yet."
That's his own damn
his people
fault.
pick him up, and one of them walks up to you, and walks up to Hrund and Iskather, who's standing there, and says, Hjortur was a better fighter than that. It's strange that his first swing went so wide. Strange because he knew that you would cast one of your spells against him earlier.
I have no spells. I can't help it if this old man tripped and fell on my axe. This was not how a battle is supposed to happen. There's no honor in this.
No.
He is going to look very carefully at you and see if you're lying, and he's looking at Iskather too. So it's not just whether he believes you, my friend Hrund. It's whether he thinks Iskathar is involved in this as well. And I saw you put a rune around his neck after he fell.
Yes, what was that, Iskathar?
Yeah, it's a protective rune. I bought it. I bought it for you, Harun. But the woman who gave it to me, she said this is not for who you think it is for. And so I didn't give it to you.
His insight.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Iskathar!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to happen. I
Roll
didn't want
apology.
him to die.
Are you saying this to him?
Yeah.
Hjortr's friend?
Yeah, I did not want him.
Oh,
Did
he
not
doesn't
want
need
him to
insight
die.
if you're admitting to casting magic against... Are you admitting to casting magic against Hjortr? Wait, let me do that in character. Are you admitting to casting your enchantments against Hjortr?
Iskathar, you would not do that.
The crowd gathers round to listen.
I admit that it was I who made his beard fall out. And it is I who placed the protective rune around his neck. I want him to live.
And was it you who made him lose the battle?
Okay, we can't just blame every
Did you
mistake someone
curse
makes
him?
on magic.
I did not make him lose the battle. He did that on his own.
Oh,
cannot-
now we
I
can
cannot
agree that
control
that's
things.
kind of a lie, right?
It is
It's at least-
yes, bending
It's
of the
half
truth.
It's an embroidering of the truth, right?
It's a Hofdan.
It is embroidering of the
gosh.
truth. It's a bit maybe fast talk.
It is fast talk. I'll allow it.
I have a fast talk skill of 55.
Come on.
And I would like to invoke. I'm going to invoke Freya, the goddess of magic, because I'm being demonized for doing my magic when this is. Magic isn't bad, and I didn't know my own strength, and I didn't want him to get hurt, but I'm. So I'm gonna talk to Freya and be like, please protect me. I have 3 devotion points.
Okay.
What in devotion points they give you?
If you
They're
spend
an automatic
one, you get
success, but
plus
they give you
20
10%.
plus 20% for 1 point, plus 30% for another point, and if you spend all 3, you get plus 50%.
Wow. I'm gonna spend 2.
Yes.
2. Which gives me what? 30%?
Plus 30%.
Plus 30%.
So that gives you what, an 85?
85.
Come on, we can do this.
Please. 79. This is the
80?
second time that I spent 2 devotion points and only rolled under what, I needed those
What it
2
earned
points.
you.
Yeah. So I 79 under 85 for fast talk with my devotion to Freya, the goddess of magic.
A person in the crowd says, "Stand back, Scoof! It wasn't her fault. The girl is innocent."
Well, not entirely. I did make his beard fall out. He insulted my friend.
Hush.
It is the truth.
Scoof, one of Hjortr's men that has been speaking to you, looks to his brethren and back to you and says, "I must go and see to Hjortr." He steps off the cloak, gives you one last ominous look,
Do not
and then
remove the
heads
rune.
away.
It
Do
will
not
protect
remove
him.
the rune. All right. So, the battle is over, or the duel rather.
I
Guthrin
wipe the
comes to
blood
you,
on my
Ishtar.
axe on the cloak, trying to clean it off and sheath it.
Guthrin comes to you, Iskathar, and says, "What have you done, child?" The others believed you, but I know better. I told you not to use magic. I told you.
I know. I didn't think I could cause this much harm. Seidr magic cannot... We cannot cause harm directly. This is the difference from rune magic.
A man is
dead. It was
dead.
only his own actions.
A man might be dead. It was his decision to fight Hrund. But you threw the weave out of balance. She hangs her head, and as she walks away, you realize you perhaps have lost a friend and mentor.
Oh, no.
Jeez.
Oh, it hurts.
But can I make it better? Is there anything I can do? She's gonna call after her and weakly.
No, they just walk away.
Ugh.
I'll go over and put my hand on Iskathar's shoulder. Iskathar, I think we have to let it be now. What will happen will happen.
I did it because I wanted to protect you.
I understand.
I only wanted to help.
I know. And Hrund is swallowing down kind of like a lot of complicated emotions. She does not want to make Iskathar feel worse than she already does after being scolded, in this way and seeing this exchange. But man, Hrund's like, why didn't you trust me to be able to handle this? And why did you make everything more complicated? I was already kind of fighting this on your behalf, and all of these things, but also recognizing she was just trying to help. And she's young, and she'll learn.
I knew you were strong. I wanted him to be embarrassed. I wanted you to crush him.
Well, that certainly happened.
You crushed his chest.
Yeah.
Collapses rib cage. I think that counts.
Look, he should not have challenged me to begin with. This was ridiculous.
He's foolish
Hrund,
and proud.
Hrund, you earn, I'm going to say, 1d3 reputation points. And it's a different kind of reputation than maybe you thought you were going to get.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Is it
notoriety.
bad reputation?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't want to be bad as him. I thought he fell on my... Do I not have a single D6 in front of me? That's
Would you like me to roll it for you?
Yes, please. Will you roll it for me? I have an entire... Look, not a single one of these is a D6. What's happening?
That's amazing. The mini game.
Elusive
Where
D6,
are Paula's
the
dice?
most rare die of them all.
3
water
reputation
everywhere.
points.
Not at... Oh.
Wow. You get 3
Fearsome
reputation points, Paula.
3 status points, I think is what they're called. For being fearsome and dangerous.
Infamous.
Infamous, yes. Meanwhile, in a field not far away, the warrior that are you engaging in the wrestling contest?
Yeah, I think Njal, he saw these sweaty, shirtless men grappling each other.
And he said,
And
I gotta be a part of that.
Yes, he had to be a part of this intensely erotic experience.
A completely different kind of duel. A wrestling duel. So, it is wrestling rules. You try to grapple and pin the other person, right? So we will go to whether you have immobilized the other person, which means we're just going to kind of use the basic grappling rules and see if you can grapple and then immobilize the other person. Now, I don't believe that Njal has a grappling skill, does he?
I don't.
Okay, let's see what the base is for grappling. All skills have a base chance, even if you haven't trained in the skill. So let's see if we can find the base chance for grappling. I love that Neil.
Wait, I see your skill. It's 50%.
No, I do. Yes. 50%.
Oh, you have a 50% grapple. That's good. That's very good. Okay. And the man that walks up to wrestle with you is tall and lanky. He's got a long reach and bowed legs, and he's very blonde, with a big blonde mustache but no beard. And he introduces himself.
It's just me in a mirror.
He introduces himself as Steerbjorn.
Oh, okay.
Steerbjorn.
Steerbjorn.
And the men gather around, all shirtless, wearing their short pants, and they're passing around. They're passing around some ale, and then you are told, "Are you ready?"
Yes. One moment, and I grab a fistful of butter from a nearby churn and smear it all over my torso.
Your torso glistens beckoningly. Your pecs flex and sparkle from the butter. Steerbjorn sees you do that, and he grabs some butter too and smears it on his chest.
Hell
Man,
yeah.
who knew our Age of Vikings game would have so much fan service?
The assembled,
All we need is a beach episode.
Yeah, that's right.
This is like the beach volleyball scene from Top Gun.
Top Gun.
Hell
The
yeah.
assembled men cheer as you oil yourselves up for this contest of bravery and strength. The officiant says,
Greasiness.
"Go!" And it is time to wrestle. Njal, what is your dex?
My dex is 13.
This warrior's dex is 15, which means he gets to go first. He moves in and tries to grapple you. That means he rolls his grapple skill.
Oh boy.
He rolls an 18. He has got you. Okay.
Oh.
But he hasn't immobilized you yet. We're going to say once
Okay.
you've immobilized someone, we'll count that as a pin. And he has to try to immobilize you next round. But it is now your turn, and you can escape from his hold with a strength versus strength roll on our resistance table. So, what is your strength?
14.
14. We covered this earlier, right? Okay, and let me
Is it
look.
strength times 5? Is that the...
No,
percentile?
I look at it on the resistance table and have you take your strength against his, okay? So
okay.
let's see, 14, and then I know his strength. All right, I know what a chance you have to break out of his hold. Are you doing
on,
anything
Skid.
extra?
I would like to invoke my passion of honor.
Okay, great.
Sight.
Roll your honor passion.
Okay. 99.
Oh, no, that is a fumble. And on a
Ugh.
fumble of honor passion, I'm going to at this time give you negative 10%.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Right now,
No.
you have a 25% chance of breaking his hold.
Okay.
Roll to break his hold.
come
Alright.
on, you can do this.
Come on, y'all.
58.
58's
you
no
can't
good.
do it.
He's got
Oh,
you.
y'all.
Now he has to try to immobilize you.
Oh, I'm too greasy.
I am
All right,
so
let's-
battered up.
So now he's going to roll his strength versus your strength. Here we go. Okay, I know what he's got to roll. All right, if he immobilizes you, he has you pinned and he wins.
Ugh.
Oh
Here we
my
go.
God. Oh, poor y'all.
He rolls. He had to roll a 65. He rolled a 62.
Oh. Look, this all thing is not going the way that we were all hoping. Okay,
No.
let's just admit it now.
A completely different kind of duel. No, y'all, you're pinned. Steerbjorn's heavy form
He's got you like bent, you know, where the back of your foot is touching the back of your head. You're like, you know.
His horrible breath is blowing into your nose like over and over. And finally the officiant calls it, "You're done! The winner is Styrbjorn!" The men cheer for Styrbjorn. They hand him the mug of ale. He takes a big swallow and says, "Who's the next challenger?" And everybody cheers again. And you are left alone as they move away from you, holding up Styrbjorn. And I can tell you, you have not yet earned enough status points to go on this Viking expedition. Although, Haroon did win the duel.
I don't know that that's going to work out.
She gets a +1, so it could still work out. If the expedition even happens now, because the guy leading it is almost
I
dead.
killed him!
You're not going on an expedition, y'all.
Is there room for one more hot-buttered Viking? Actually, I think Haroon should lead the expedition.
Ooh.
If he can't do it.
An interesting idea. However, Haroon has one more bit of business to conduct here.
Her cattle!
Yes.
No, not the cattle.
Oh.
I know, I already got
She lost
cheated
out on
there.
that deal.
The cousin!
Yes, her cousin's case. But before we go to that, we must join Iskithur that night. If you remember, Sadis said that Grimmer would visit you.
We can still have something nice happen.
Maybe. She's like back at her tent. Yeah.
The sun sets. The air gets cool. The night sets in. Other members of your village, they come back. They lay down in the booth of Olafur. It's not really a village, actually. It's a bunch of farms that he's sort of the chieftain of. There's not really a specific village to speak of. There are just many farms. And so people, the other farmers, the other landowners, free men, come back and they lay down in the booth. They get comfortable. The moon rises in the sky. No Grimmer.
I think she remembers about how she first met him was that she went out into the woods and she was alone by herself. And that's when she would find him or he would find her. So she's here, I think, in the camp with all of these people around her. And even though there's asleep and it's quiet and the moon has risen, she's going to get up and she's going to walk out into the darkness, like away from camp. And she's just going to wander again. She's not looking for anything. She's just going to, wherever the moonlight catches a rock in a lovely way, she'll go there, and until she sees, a lovely patch of grass, and then she'll walk there and just sort of letting her wander, letting her feet wander.
You wander for a while. And it's very dark, and the night is long, and soon you find yourself so far away that the assembly plane with all the booths and tents is kind of far below you. And you're walking through a copse of trees, and you have not seen or heard from Grimmer. Do you have any kind of skill that lets you know about magical things? I believe you do, right? Like a lore skill?
Yes, I have a mythic lore. It's got to be there, right? Where's lore? Yeah, myth lore. Knowledge.
Myth lore. You can roll your myth lore if you'd like.
Okay, I'm going to try that. And then I have another thought if I fail. Yeah, that's a 53, and my myth lore is a 40.
You don't know why he hasn't come, but you are despairing, Iskithur, because could it have something to do with what happened that day?
No. Oh, I hope not. I think her last ditch effort, I think, is to go under the cloak. And maybe that's what Sadist meant, is that he wouldn't visit me in body, but he would visit me maybe in spirit as I go under the cloak and reach out or make myself available that way. So I think I'll find a Yeah,
out here on the hillside overlooking the assembled tents. It's very beautiful. It's the perfect place to go under the cloak. And the moon is full and bright, shining down on you. It's a very auspicious time to go under the cloak.
Okay.
You sit.
Yeah.
You pull your cloak over your head. You hold your staff across your knees. And you may roll your go under the cloak skill, which is what?
It's only 30. But I'm going to invoke my passions for love.
I'm going to say that because of the events of the day, you're unable to do that.
Oh. Ouch.
You know what? I will allow you at negative 30% to roll your passion of love.
Oh my gosh.
Negative 30% to roll your passion of love.
I hope you love him enough, Mary Lou. I hope you love him enough.
Stop, rude.
Try coating yourself in butter first.
Yeah.
It worked for y'all.
It did.
Didn't work for me,
It
but
didn't.
yeah, it's due. The tactic is due to work for someone.
It did work. I rolled a 28, and my love is a 90. Minus 30 is a 60, so 28 under 30.
All right.
My
Your
you get
love
a
is a
plus-
90?
You get a plus 20% to your go under the cloak skill.
Okay. So that's a 50. It's a 50. It's still just a 50% chance of whether, hi, Princess, I can go under the cloak. She's stressed. She knows that I'm stressed out.
She can
Princess,
sense it.
please, hold on. Let me roll this dice first. 80. I rolled an 80.
You cannot concentrate. You think of your shame. Dawn comes. Grimmer never appears.
I'll take myself back to camp.
The next few days pass. The all thing continues. There is trading, there is celebration, but most importantly, there is the carrying through of each case that has been brought from all over the land. Haroon, you pay close attention to your cousin's case.
Yes.
He has brought a suit against Vestein, the berserker, who is not present here at the All Thing. He is still abroad in the land and has not shown up, but his brother Vigfus is advocating for him. And the situation is that Skafti, your cousin, is advocating for his friend who died, his friend Hrafn. Hrafn was last seen arguing with Vestein over loot they had brought from a recent expedition. They were arguing over the division of it. And then the next day, going back over to the farm of Hrafn, Skafti found Hrafn dead, cut down with an axe, and knew right away it must be the work of Vestein. He has brought bondsmen with him, people that vouch for his good character and his honesty, your cousin. They all say their piece. And the assembled judges, Gothi who are not connected to the Gothi over these two, right? Men from outside their area who can be impartial. Listen to Skafti's prosecution of the case. And then it is the next day, Vigfus's opportunity to mount a defense. His defense is weak. He declares...
It is, and there's proof that he was going around bullying people, or his people were bullying people.
Ooh, do you
Please
testify
continue.
of that?
Yeah, I totally would.
All right. On the second day before the prosecution concludes its case, you testify before the assembly. And you're going to roll a skill to do that.
Oh no.
Get him, Rund. Get him.
Do I get maybe a little boost because one of the people who was being bullied, I helped him, and he's like part of the judges assembly, right? So he could like vouch for me, maybe.
Yeah, I'll give you a little boost. Why don't I give you a plus 10%? But when you take the stand, as it were, which is really going into the center of a circle of people, everybody whispers and looks at you fearfully. For you are the one that cut down Hjortur in a duel just a few days before.
He fell on my axe 10 times.
What skill are you going to use, Rund? You're not the best public speaker.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to pull up
You could do
the
law.
whole list of skills here. So yeah, my communication, I really only have an intimidate, which I don't think I want to use here, and speak Norse.
You could use Speak Norse if you'd like.
Yeah?
It's not going to be as good as like Charm or, one of those skills, but it might have an effect.
I think it's the best I can do. I'm just going to very plainly and with as little emotion in my voice as possible, because I know that everyone's being like, she's so wild and dangerous. So I'm trying to show that I'm very like, this is what happened in this very practical, factual, just the facts, ma'am, kind of way. This is what happened. And so I'm just going to speak Norse plainly and hope that there's value in that. 35, under 50%.
Beautiful.
You eloquently witness to the events where Vigfus was trying to intimidate the judges. And you can see the judge in question whispering to his colleagues and nodding. Everyone believes you. You may give yourself another status point.
Hey!
Nice.
But Vigfus yells out from the crowd, "She would brand my brother a berserker? She's a berserker herself!" The judges quiet him. But people whisper, Rund. They whisper.
Let them talk. You can't change their minds except through action.
Then it is Vigfus's turn to make his case. And as I said earlier, his case is weak. He shouts out that so his brother took a life. The man offended him.
Oh my gosh, he's just admitting to it.
Is it not his right
Oh my God.
to cut down someone who tries to cheat him? Is it not his right to cut down someone who insults him? Has not the witness, one of the witnesses in this very case, done the same thing a few days hence? And he points over to Rund when he says this. He makes his speech. He rolls his Speak Norse of 20%. He gets a 15.
Wow.
Oh my God.
The next day, the judges will give their verdict. Is there any final thing any of you would like to do before the verdict the next day? If
I'm going
no,
to cause
that's
a
fine.
strong earthquake. No. I'm kidding.
Earthquake! Let's create even more horrific, tragic trouble for ourselves.
Yeah. No.
Can I go and check on Hjortur?
Hjortur, yes.
Yeah.
You go to
and
Hjortur's
yeah.
booth and Skoof finds you standing at the doorway and says, "Go away, woman. Have you come to finish off my friend? Go
Why
away."
would I do that? Why do you question my honor so much? We didn't fight in a skirmish, an illegal bit of violence here at the Althing. We did everything by the book. We set up a duel. Everyone watched. I stopped fighting as soon as he fell on my axe, and the first blood certainly had been drawn. I didn't finish him off. I tried to staunch the bleeding. I called for help. What have I done that is wrong? I just want to see if he's okay.
An old lady's voice echoes from within the booth and says, "We are at a crucial moment. A man is still dying. Make no trouble here. Let her in." And you go inside, and there they've put Hjortur on a simple bed. He looks up at you, but his eyes are glassy. You're not sure if he recognizes you. The healers have stopped working on him, and he is very gray and pale. But his chest and his abdomen are moving up and down slowly as he struggles to get his breath. Pruned, is there anything you'd like to do?
Is he still wearing the rune?
He is.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no.
It's good. It's going to protect him, I promise, I swear.
Maybe it's
I
broken.
will lay a gentle hand on his shoulder, and just say, Hjortur, I will say one more time. I wish no peril to you. I have no magic. I did not cast any curse against you, beard or otherwise. I fought you honorably, and I regret that it has turned out this way. I hope you will heal, and I will... Can I invoke Thor in some way to try and, like...
You may
his
pray
battle
for him.
strength? Yeah, pray.
You may
and
pray
hope
for him,
that-
but how does
yeah.
Thor apply? Battle strength? No, I don't think so.
Strength and healing, maybe?
Oh, is
You
there
know, like
healing
there's-
beside Thor's name?
Yeah.
No,
He-
but I'm just like, if it's
Strength
physical
in
strength to be
healing.
able to heal.
We can't always go. Strength is a type of thing you use to heal. You know, we gotta go with what the gods are really about. And Thor is a god of. I'm gonna read it to you.
Yeah, I'm battle
Thor is a
strength
god
sailing.
of battle, strength, and sailing. That doesn't apply here.
Okay, I may not have anything that can apply. Courage, perhaps through Tyr. If we don't think we can take
Courage,
strength
glory,
and
justice.
do it.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think it takes courage to get through something like this? It doesn't take courage and strength of mind and body to be able to heal? If no, then no. Then I have nothing I
Pruned.
can do. Yeah.
You can pray.
I'm not trying to be like, I'm not pulling like well, I could perform this. I really am not. To me, my interpretation, it feels like it could be appropriate. But if I'm fine, if it's not, then I can't do anything other than try and make emotional peace with him and leave. So, because
Why
none
don't
of
you
my
pray
gods
to
then can do
Vithar?
anything.
Vithar is a type of strength, and we'll say it's a different type of strength.
Okay.
A god of
Who's
revenge,
Vithar?
silence, and strength.
Revenge against the injury.
All right, it's very low. I have only a 10%, but I will.
Why have I
it's the best
chosen
can
this
offer.
god? Is it only because it's a 10% skill?
I really, for anyone who thinks I'm
actually
not
just wanna say
legitimately,
no.
I'm not
I just wanna
trying-
say no.
You can say no.
I'm gonna just say no.
It is. I'm okay with you saying no. I just want to be clear. I'm not trying to bullshit you. I really, to me,
I don't think you're trying to bullshit
One of
me,
these
but sometimes
could
you
work,
have to
so.
say, no, that doesn't really work. You know, these are gods of like fighting, of bravery.
Yeah, but this injury happened in battle, so I can see praying to Thor to help me get through the consequences of this battle that I took. That's why I thought that.
Yes,
but
I know why
then
you
I
thought
will
it.
have said this, and
Look, for example,
that's all Rune can do.
For example, Heimdallr would give you the ability to have duty, protection, right? Those are kind
Sure.
of things that might work here. But your gods are not gods of protection. And
Sure.
so I'm going to make a roll to see
Okay.
the final fate of Hjortur this night.
All right. done all I can, and I will thank them for letting me come in and have one last moment and leave. And I'm hoping by doing this, because I wasn't going to.
You don't leave yet.
You want me to be there when this happens.
Let's see.
That's fine.
Well,
I'm hoping by doing this is my real, just so you know, Jared, my real motivation behind doing this is, maybe this is, it's selfish. I want to prove that I am different from Veshtin. I did not just exact revenge and go, it doesn't matter. I care about the fate of this person I had a duel with, and I'm hoping that that is helpful in my cousin's case to show that I'm not the same and Veshtin was wrong.
I think that you have shown that in every way you can, just by coming and staying with him as he struggles for his life. You know, some things are just role playing. It's you can't roll here. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. But just so you knew what my motivation was.
All right, so our friend Hjorter, a little behind the curtain, had a 50% chance of making it. He just rolled a 57. He dies. Scoof comes to you and says, I heard you speak to him. Thank you for coming.
I am sorry. This is
our
not what I
business is ended.
Yes.
We would like to be alone now.
I understand. And I'll leave.
The next day, you are gathered to hear the final verdict. The assembled judges stand, and they declare against Veshtin, and therefore against his brother, Vigfus. And they charge him a weregeld for the death of Harafen of 40 cattle.
Whoa.
Holy crap.
Ooh, that's steep.
Vigfus stands and says, we cannot pay it! We will be ruined! And one of the judges says, nonetheless, that is our ruling, and you must abide by it. And Vigfus says, I invoke my right to a duel. Holmsganga. Let that decide the final fate of my brother. The judges confer, they whisper to each other, and they remember that Vigfus succeeded in his arguing for himself and his brother. And so they allow it. And so we will now end with a final duel.
Oh my gosh.
But
God!
as everyone moves toward the river to go out to the island, a man comes up to you, Styrbjorn, and some of the other men you saw at the contest, Njal. We know you're trying to gain a reputation, Njal. The prosecution will need a champion in this duel.
Oh my gosh.
This dishonorable cur deserves what he has coming to him. Perhaps you could wield the sword for the good freed men of Iceland.
I look at Iskerthur and Frun. It's just like, is this cool, do you think? You guys down with this?
This is up to you. Only you can decide if you're willing and able to do this.
I mean, because he's like, yeah, I'm not the best wrestler, clearly not good at arm wrestling, good at drinking. But the thing I'm probably best at is swinging a blade. So this is like, yeah, he's been itching to do this. So he's just like, yes, I will lift my sword in the service of our people.
Okay. They talk to the
Bring
Gothar.
me butter.
They talk to the Gothar, and they learn that you are a friend of Frund. And they talk to Skafti, and you talk to Skafti. And Skafti sees you swing your sword. And then everybody looks to Vigfus getting ready on the other side of the cloak. And Vigfus is scrawny. He looks like he hasn't eaten well.
Oh, boy.
And the way he's kind of throwing his sword around, it looks like it is safe for you to carry out the sentence, Njal, against Vigfus. And so they agree. They agree for you to take your sword into the ring and put an end to this business once and for all. As you stand on the other side of the cloak looking over at Vigfus, he says, "This suit was brought against my brother. So it is only fitting that my brother answer this suit.
Oh, it's a little bait and switch.
Therefore, my brother will be fighting the Holmesganga." And that is when Vestine walks out of the crowd.
That son of a
What a
bitch.
coward.
Every inch a berserker. Huge. Muscled.
Oh my gosh.
Looks like he's been living rough out in the wilderness. His hair unkempt, his beard unruly, a wild, psychotic look in his eye. And he stands across from you with an axe, ready to fall upon you and prove that he deserves his freedom. For any who try to take it from him will have their life taken instead. The Gothar speak to each other, and they agree this is a legal action. And so a minute later, Njal, you don't even remember walking up to the cloak. But you hear a Gothi go, "Begin!"
Can I ask,
Oh, roll
preparation.
roll your lore.
mine?
Yes.
Oh my
Mythic
god.
lore. What's my mythic lore? What's my mythic lore? Sorry, I forgot what it was. I think it's a... Whoa.
It's okay. It's on your sheet there.
I accidentally scrolled like 20 pages.
Yeah. Do you need me to look it up?
Yeah, I lost my page.
No problem. That's all right.
Oh, found it. 40. Okay.
40. Okay.
I rolled a 39!
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
That's going to tell you something very important. The rune was for Njal.
Oh.
Quick, go
It
pull it
wasn't
off
for.
of
It wasn't for
Schroeder's
Rund.
dead body.
It was for Njal. And now, the fight has started.
Dig up his corpse! Rob his grave! Bring me the rune!
What's your dex, Njal?
My dex is 13.
Well, looks like Vestine is going first. He runs
Why do I
forward.
always have to fight people better than me at everything? Can't I be better than someone at something?
Well, you have
Sorry.
a great sword skill, don't you? What is your
I do.
sword skill?
My broadsword skill, I think, is 85.
That means you're
Wow.
going to want to parry
That's good.
and not dodge.
Okay.
Because what's your dodge
Well,
skill?
I wanted to ask if in preparation, so one of the weave spells is that I
Oh,
can
boy.
weave protective magic into
Oh boy,
cloth.
here we go again.
Come on! Why wouldn't I try
No.
to help my friend?
Oh, I'm not
This is a
saying as your game
distinction. This
master
is
you
what-
can't do it. I'm just saying you remember what happened last time you did something like this.
Yeah, but the last time I did it, it was like negative against the person he was fighting. This time I want to be protective for the person that I love.
All right. Except there's only one problem, Iskather. I'm not going to let you retcon, and it takes
Yeah.
hours to conduct a ritual,
Yeah.
right?
So, yeah. then if it's happening right now, if there wasn't like preparation time, then no, I can't do it.
I'll say, you could call a little bit of dirty pool, because you earlier were saying, I'm going to, and I was kind of cutting you off with the lore roll and stuff like that. However, we had I did give everybody an opportunity to do something the night before and things like that. All right,
you did.
I don't want to.
No, you did. You gave me the opportunity, and I missed it.
Okay, all right.
No, I missed it.
All right.
No, you're not. I don't. You haven't been unfair, Jared. I don't think.
Okay, Vestine runs forward and swings his axe. All right. Oh boy. Okay.
Gotta love that reaction. Gotta love that. Oh boy. Okay.
That is a success. The axe is coming down on you. Are you going to parry or dodge?
Yes. I'm going to parry.
Now, just so you know, in this game, anytime someone attacks you, you can parry or dodge it. If multiple people attack you, you can keep parrying and dodging, but you lose percentage points each time you do it. That won't come into effect here because it's a duel, so there's only 2 people. All right, give me a parry roll, which is just your weapon skill.
Okay. 006.
Hey,
are you kidding me?
That's great.
No.
A 6?
I got a prisoner roll.
Are you fucking with me right now? You got a 6?
No, man.
That's
Finally,
awesome.
something is going our way.
Something, please. Let us have a happy ending.
You have an 85% skill, is that right?
Yep.
Okay, let me see here. 85, and then you got a 6. Not a critical, but it is a special success.
Special.
All right. So there are rules. If you get a special success parrying, there are rules. There's a special success does double damage. Oh my god, I have to look this up. I gotta get into the rules here.
What? Get into the rules
That's
in
the
a
last thing we
game?
wanted to do today.
I know.
Yeah,
Let
what
me
does
see
a special success do for a parry instead of an attack?
Okay,
Yeah.
a special success versus a normal. Okay, a special parry versus a normal attack. Attack is parried or deflected. Defender rolls parrying weapons normal damage. Attacking weapons hit points are reduced by 1 point. Okay, so roll your normal damage.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's so cool. So basically you parry so well that you do damage back.
Yeah.
5 points of damage.
Okay, so you
His
damage-
axe is damaged.
Yes, you've damaged his axe by 1 point. And then if you overcame the axe's hit points, like if you had done like 11 damage, which is more hit points than the axe has, you would do even more damage and maybe some than that. But I don't think. Let me see here. Where's my axe? Okay, it has a hit points of 10. So if you'd done more than 10 damage, you would have done more damage to his axe. But right now, his axe's hit points is down to 9.
Cool.
Whew. Okay.
Okay. And then let me make sure I mark his HP so we know if you do some damage or anything. His HP, he has 12 HP. Okay. All right. It's your turn. It is your turn, Njal.
Okay. I would like to invoke a passion, the honor of my Gothi,
Excellent.
as I do this for the state.
Okay, excellent.
35 under 70.
That's a success,
Nice,
which means
nice,
you
nice,
get
nice.
plus 20% to your skill, which would make you a 105% chance of succeeding. Which means you
Wild.
automatically succeed, and he gets -5 to his parry. And
so
in this
cool.
game, you can have over 100% skill, and it gives
Yes.
negatives to the others.
Cool.
Okay, here he goes. He's gonna have a -5 to his parry.
So cool.
Okay. He still succeeds.
Wow.
But it's a success versus a success. Which means...
So I don't roll it off? Shouldn't I still roll because there's a chance I could get a critical success?
Oh, yes.
Or
Thank
special
you.
success?
Please roll and see if you get a critical success. You're absolutely right about that.
Come on.
24.
A 24.
That might be a special. Maybe.
A 24. Oh my gosh. I'm having to look up so many charts at once. Hold on.
So many
You need a
numbers.
GM screen.
Amuse yourself while I bookmark some pages.
I have a couple fun Irish Viking facts
Oh,
Please.
give 'em
Let's
to me.
hear them.
that I could share. So there's a couple of Irish surnames that are descendants of the Viking. That's like a descendant of the Viking culture in Ireland. One of them is McAuliffe, which means son of Olaf.
Oh.
And the other is Doyle, which is derived from the Norse for dark foreigner.
Interesting.
What did you roll, my friend Njal?
24.
I'm afraid it's not even a special success.
Okay.
So that means we are at a normal parry versus a normal attack. Defender's parrying weapon takes 1 point of damage. If the damage exceeds its current hit points. So you need to roll damage. You need to go ahead and roll damage.
Oh. Okay.
Oh yeah, because if you roll more than the hit points of the weapon,
It'll
roll
take
over
1 damage and
into-
the damage on his weapon will go down to 8.
9.
9 is his current hit points. I'm going to say that counts. His axe goes down to 8 hit points.
Ah.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Gotta do this.
Now it's his turn.
You can do this.
He swings at you. He rolls a critical hit. He just rolled 001.
Oh my gosh.
What?
That's a critical hit. You need to go ahead and parry or dodge, my friend. And maybe if you can get a critical, you can get out of this situation. This is
Okay.
unbelievable.
Yeah, I'll get parry.
Okay. Maybe you can get a critical parry.
No. 79.
A 79. That's a success though, right?
Regular success.
Okay. Critical attack versus normal parry. I'm using a chart on page 104. Defender's parrying weapon hit points are reduced by the damage rolled. Any excess damage goes to an adjacent hit location. Oh my god.
With no armor protection. This is pretty rough.
Okay,
What happens
here
if
we
his
go.
weapon breaks? Oh my gosh.
He's gonna now roll. He's now gonna roll his damage, and then it's gonna it's gonna do that much damage to your weapon, and then if he exceeds that, it goes to a hit location. Are you ready?
Okay. Yep.
All right, and then he gets. Okay. Oh my god, I'm having to grab new dice. Things are wild.
I'm so scared.
It is scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Oh my god. He rolled 2 1s. Plus 1 is 3. So he does 3 damage to your weapon with that critical hit. And he does not get through to deal damage to you at a hit location.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
This is
God, what a
insane.
time to roll low.
It's your turn, friend.
Okay. Swing. Giving thanks to Freyr and his massive junk protecting me in this moment. Swing my broadsword. 51.
A 51, a success. All right.
Fail this.
Here he
fail
comes
this.
with his attack, his parry. He
Fail.
rolls a 46. That's a successful parry. So normal attack versus normal parry. Defender's parrying weapon takes 1 point of damage if the damage exceeds its current hit points. So you can roll right now your damage, and if you can get up to 8, then you'll do another point of damage to his weapon.
No. 6.
6. Okay, you did not do another point of damage to his weapon. Okay. All right. Now, if you get his damage if you get his weapon down to half hit points, it gets harder for him to use it. That's the other important thing. And
That's
same goes
awesome.
for you. He's now attacking you with his axe, swinging it toward your head, and he rolls really well. He rolls a 19.
No.
That's at least, I bet that's a special success. Let me check.
It's gotta be.
Check if it's a special success.
I don't know. Your 20-something wasn't, so maybe the 19 isn't
26.
quite.
Yeah.
It is not.
It's
It is
right
not a
on the
special
cusp.
success. It's a normal success. All right, roll your parry.
Come
Okay.
on.
74.
A 74. So that's a success versus a success. So he's going to roll his damage. And then if it exceeds your weapon's hit points, which you have a broadsword, right?
Yeah.
So you have, for a broadsword, the hit points of your weapon. I think this is the first time it's come out for you. It's come into play. Your hit points for your weapon are... oh, shit. I have to find it. I think your hit points for your weapon are 12. Let me find it. I'll find it. Give me a minute. Here we go.
Okay.
Here it is. Sword. Your hit points for your weapon are 10. Okay?
Okay.
So here comes his damage. That time he rolled really well. He rolled 14 points of damage. But luckily it was a successful parry, so your weapon just goes down. Let's see, let me read it again. Normal attack versus normal parry. Defender's parrying weapon takes 1 hit point of damage if the damage exceeds its current hit points. Any excess damage goes to the affected hit location. That's bad, because that means 4 damage is going to an affected hit location, which means we now need to roll your hit location.
Oh, no.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to roll your hit location. That's an 8, which means it goes to
Left leg.
your left leg. You just
Oh
took
my God.
4 damage in your left leg. You have 1 armor there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So
I
you
do.
took 3 damage to your left leg. Your left leg has 5 HP. If you lose any more, if you lose 2 more to that leg, you lose use of the leg.
Right.
I want to say,
Just a flesh
also when
wound.
you take damage to a hit location, you also take it to your total HP. That's important too. So please take
Right.
off 3 damage to your total HP.
Okay.
Vestine roars, "Do you yield?"
Oh, what are you, crazy? I will yield when your body is dead in the cold, cold ground and my urine soaks through into your bones.
It's your turn,
I
y'all.
love to
10.
talk about peeing.
10 to hit.
A 10 to hit on
Yeah.
85 skill? A
Yeah.
10 on 85? Are
That's
you
gotta be
kidding me
good.
right now?
That's gotta be good.
That's gotta be special.
That's gotta be special, right?
He will piss on your children's ancestors' grave.
Yeah, yours.
Your grave.
10 on 85. A 10 on 85 is a special success.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
a special success. Okay, a special success. Let's see how he does on his parry. All right.
Come on, fail.
He rolls a
Bad.
failure on his parry. Failed attack versus special. No, I'm sorry. Successful attack. Special attack versus
Special
failed
attack.
parry. Defender takes damage.
Yes.
Let me roll for his hit location.
Yes, yes, yes.
Head. Chop his head off.
Guess what?
Well, he has probably the most armor there.
Guess what? I just rolled a 19 on 20. It is
That
his
is
head.
His head.
Deal your damage.
Okay.
Go high.
10.
Your sword bites into his skull.
It's literally, I think, exactly probably what you needed to.
It goes through his helmet. Blood trickles down his face. His eyes stare at you like he can't believe what has just happened. And then he crumples to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the surrounding crowd goes,
I didn't even know. He probably had 5 points of armor on his head and then 5 hit points. So that's
right.
all of it. That's like you. That's exactly what you needed to get through and take him out. I think.
he had 1 point of armor on his head.
Oh, he only had one.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
He had 1 point of armor on his head. Okay.
I'm just looking at my stats, and I have 5 on my head. So I was like, maybe, but yeah, woo.
Okay.
Wow.
You earn 5 status points.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Get ye to
Crowd
Ireland.
lifts you on its shoulders.
Well, at first I look down at his crumpled corpse and I say, "Give my regards to the British Museum."
Where his skull will be on display in about 1,000 years.
That's right. That's right.
They lift you on their shoulders
So
and they carry you down through the river, through the water, back to the assembly grounds where they take you to the place where you conducted your drinking contest and they put a big mug of ale in front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Harund will just kind of like grab Iskager in a hug and say something good has come from this all thing.
Yes.
Just celebrate.
Yes. A brutal death. And we shall go to Ireland, finally. Yes. And I lift her up and I'm like, yeah, it's Ireland. Ireland.
Ireland, Ireland.
Hjorter's friend Scoof approaches you and says, Njal, I'm putting an expedition together to Ireland. I could use men with a good sword arm. Will you join us?
Have my sword.
And so, drinking, revelry commences. Justice has been done. And that night, Iskathur dreams. You are walking through a forest. It's thick and shadowy. The buzzing of insects can be heard all around you. The leaves and the plants are moist with dew. And then you come around the bole of a huge tree, and there stands a young man, your age. There's something peculiar about his upper lip and his nose, and perhaps even the tops of his ears. And he says to you, Iskathur, do you remember me?
Grimmer, I've remembered you every day.
Sadis, my sister told me you were looking for me, but I could not come to you. Something was barring my way, but now it has lifted.
Tell me how to find you, and I will come to you.
Come
I will
north.
do anything.
Come north into the center of the island, into the mountains, and I will find you there. But Iskathur, if you join me, you will be hidden. Your mother and father, your friends, they will no longer be able to see you, to be with you. You will become one of the hidden people. Will you do this?
I have oft felt like I do not belong here. I try to help, and I only cause pain. I try to bring safety. I give it to the wrong person. I try to bring succor, and I am too late. I do not belong here, I think. I will join you in the north, in the mountains.
He reaches out his hand. Your fingertips touch. You awaken. The morning is cool and bright. The all thing will continue for days. But your place is here no longer among these people. You look to the north. And that's where we'll end.
Wow.
I want to thank my
goodness.
players.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Jared.
Wow, what a
Yeah.
story. Thank you.
That was fun.
That did not go
was
how I
so
thought it would go.
incredible.
It was exciting.
What's so cool is like all these failures and kind of things not going the way we wanted them to go. Like if we were to continue and play a whole campaign of this, right? We'd be set up with so much like motivation for our characters because like of all these things that went wrong. And it's such a nice reminder that like sometimes it's okay and sometimes even good for things to not go the way you want or for the dice to not go your way or, you know, for something crazy to happen because it can give you so much more to work with.
I don't know about that, Paula. I prefer it when players hang on to success with a white-knuckle grip, refusing to take any setback whatsoever. That always makes for a great story. Hey, I want to thank our friends at Chaosium.
Oh my gosh,
Yes,
I want
thank
to
you,
thank Brian
Chaosium.
Holland for sending me this book. I want to thank the designer of this
Brian,
game.
send me one too. I want one too.
I want to thank the designer of this game, Pedro Ziviani, for creating an incredible game. I want to apologize for any place I messed up the rules, but I can tell you that these rules are simple, easy to learn, and you'll master them quickly.
And the charts are great. That like parry attack chart, I was looking at it as you were, and like it's like you're like, it's this happens. It's
It's very old school.
And
it's like that's how D&D used to be. It's like
very OSR. I like it. Yeah.
And you can see how
it's a combination of like it's pretty simple and it's precise. There's like precision to it.
And you can see how deadly combat is, but how it can go on for a while and feel like a real duel. I felt like our duels were really interesting.
Yeah.
Guys, if you would like to get a copy, Chaosium's going to give you a discount. You're going to use the code VikingsGC. And please check out Age of Vikings. I want to thank Skid, Paula, and Mary Lou. What a great time. Until
this was
then,
a blast. Thank you, Jared.
thank you guys. I'll see you in medieval Iceland, everybody. Bye-bye.